Guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union. I want to share some inspiration for you guys from one of my clients. She just emailed me last night with some wonderful movement that's being reflected back to her from her mirror soul. Please remember that whatever your internal response is to things is your own belief system. So it's actually really healthy for you and whatever you're manifesting to actually check yourself and see your own internal reactions and responses. For her, she's at a stage where her and her mirror soul are communicating. They text each other, they talk to each other on the phone, and they see each other. Okay. She's manifesting being married, obviously living together, having a life together. So, what I'm going to read to you is simply just some movement proof that when you actually do the inner work, your mirror soul will be doing their own form of inner work too. You may not see it, but while it's happening with you, it's also happening with them. And this story illustrates that and proves that to be true. Okay, so I'm going to read this. I'm also going to read a little bit out of Power of Awareness, Chapter 17, All Things Are Possible. Before I get into it, if you love me, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow, and I appreciate you and love you for that. And if you want me to be your coach to help you manifest anything at all related to your SP, whether you are in communication or not, email a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Go to the website, coreunion.com, book whatever you want to book, and then my scheduling assistant, Olga, will get back to you with my next available. So let me first read the Power of Awareness, Chapter 17, just a few paragraphs from this, and then I'll get into the story a little bit. Each assumption, well, hold on one second. Each assumption has its corresponding world. If you're truly observant, you'll notice the power of your assumptions to change circumstances which appear wholly immutable. You, by your conscious assumptions, determine the nature of the world in which you live. Ignore the present state and assume the wish fulfilled. Claim it, it will respond. The law of assumption is the means by which the fulfillment of your desires may be realized. Every moment of your life, consciously or unconsciously, you're assuming a feeling. You can no more avoid assuming a feeling than you can avoid eating and drinking. All you can do is control the nature of your assumptions. Thus, it is clearly seen that the control of your assumption is the key you now hold to an ever-expanding, happier, and more noble life. Whatever method or technique works for you, do it. If it resonates with you, do it. But remember that it's your belief in it. It's your belief in yourself. It's really your trust in yourself and your trust in the process and in consciousness, God, the infinite intelligence that you are, and everyone and everything in your material world is already that, taking on beautiful forms. The same consciousness that's within you is within everything and everyone. It's exactly the same. So we have these experiences. Through the experience, especially with our mirror soul, we are forced to go through the fire because the love is so deep that we're literally willing to do anything. And that's really beautiful. But the part that a lot of people are missing, and it is the key to it, is that they're not willing to love themselves so deeply. They're not willing to face their dark from their past and release it and let it go. And so sometimes it can be a little bit of a challenge. And it's in this part where a lot of people want to give up, or they try to bypass. They're kind of trying to spiritually bypass and not allow themselves to face the old stories of abandonment and rejection. Okay, and so a lot of people choose different modalities for it, or some people just choose to do revision, and that works. And some people choose to do revision in Ho'oponopono, and that works. Everything works when you know that it works, because you're the key. You are the master key to the reality that you deserve to experience and what you want deep down, and including actually all worlds and all realities exist. So I really believe when you go back energetically in time, and I'm not saying that you go and do shadow work. I'm not saying that you go and do inner child work forever. I'm not suggesting that you peel back. When you do that, it's going to be like peeling back an onion. It's going to be one thing after another after another. When you keep digging for problems, you don't have to dig for problems. Your material world is showing you. It's like, boom, spotlight right in your face. Here, look at this. Look at this. You don't believe you're worthy, or you think that love is scary, or you think that you're being rejected, or you're going to be left, or you think you're not good enough. All of these things are everything that you need to know. So then I really do believe this, when you go back, when the pain is coming up and you don't try to stuff it down and just like distract yourself and say affirmations and like have to affirm over the pain, like you guys have to see that that isn't, your person might come back, but most likely, and it's part of the process, most likely they might go away again because you still have a fear of reconnecting. When they come back, you might already have a fear, when are they going to leave again? And so when that happens, then you're probably going to have to end up experiencing it again so you can go through the process again of looking at the abandonment and rejection story, and then going back and just energetically, when it shows up and you feel the pain and it really hurts, detach it from your person and just go back energetically. Let yourself cry, open up to God, give yourself all the love that you need, affirm that you are loved, you are safe, and all of this stuff, comfort yourself. And energetically, if you energetically go back in time, remember, time is just a construct. It's just a construct of the human conditioning. So all time is existing now. You can go back into that timeline and allow that little part of yourself to experience the love that it needed back then. You can allow that little part of yourself to be redeemed, to be taken care of, to be apologized to by the people that even caused the wound. And if it's too much, then don't do it that way. You may need to do it another way. But I believe that I believe that we can send ourselves that across time. I do believe that. And same goes for like with me and my mirror soul, for example. There are times where it really gets to me, like the idea that I really, really, really deeply wish that it was always just me and them, that neither one of us had to go through the things that we went through. So I even use this to go back energetically and be with them when they were younger. So I'll go back energetically and hold their hand, or hold them and hug them and kiss them and maybe whisper something, maybe something like, I love you, I'm here. And just so I'm not going to say anymore because I don't want to get emotional. Now, when I say that, please don't just do the inner work, comforting only your person, because again, you have to give yourself love. You have to give yourself comfort. You have to give yourself all of that. When you actually are prioritizing yourself and you've filled up your cup and you've filled up yourself with all this love, then you can prioritize them. Then you can give, and you should give. But you have to give to yourself, because if you don't give to yourself first, you don't necessarily realize this, but when you're only giving, then you're actually on empty. So you can't give to get. And I'm not saying that you were giving to get, but I just wanted to point that out. Okay. So it's totally okay to give and give and give. And it's totally okay to prioritize your person. Like when you guys are together, I don't want you to be in a relationship and be selfish and be all about just, oh, me, and forget about their needs. You don't want to do that. You want to give, you want to take care of them. You want to be loving. You can be eager to please. You don't have to like pretend like you're busy. Like when you're actually together, living together, you don't have to be like cold and ego based. You can be loving, you can be soft, you can be nurturing, you can, again, prioritize them, but you have to fill your cup up first. That's all. That's all. And I can help you with that with the inner work. Okay. And whether you guys are together right now, physically or not, I do believe that it's important. All right. Anyway, so let me read this little story of movement that I believe is going to help inspire you. So my client wrote, "Hey, Kim, I wanted to share a story about movement with you. It happened about a week after our last coaching session. We're on the package together. I haven't seen my mirror soul in over a month. And the couple times I did reach out, he didn't respond. I've not felt good about it, but I keep flipping the story and persisting with the routines you gave me. And remember, part of the routines is actually not just flipping the story, it's taking the time to um, give yourself the love that you need in that moment, detach the emotion that you're feeling of not being seen or heard and the rejection story, detach it from him and go within, give yourself the love and do what I just described earlier in this video. Remember that because that's a huge, huge part of the inner work. Tomorrow, I'm doing a photo shoot for new headshots and a few spicier photos for myself to remind myself how good I look now when I'm 90 years old. I needed some props, so I decided to ask him, text him for something, and I let him know that it was time sensitive, a favor, if he could loan me something. And again, she's already in communication with him, so you might be in the collective where you're not in communication. She is. He didn't respond. Let's see. I waited an hour and thought, I'm living in the end. Screw this. He's my husband. So she picked up the phone and she called him. He didn't answer and it went to voicemail. So she hung up. He immediately texted me saying, I'm here. I'm just trying to get things done and I've been sick. And I texted back telling him to read my message above. And he responded by saying, just come in. So I did. I went by. He was super busy and not in a good mood at all, but I kept telling myself he was so happy to see me. And let me just pause here. Remember also, he said he wasn't feeling good. So it's also, you want to kind of see he's feeling healthier, he's feeling better, he's feeling stronger. Seeing me lights him up. Yes, but you also want to see that he's also feeling healthy and okay. So he asked me what I needed. I told him. And he said, just go ahead and get whatever you want. And as I was looking around, he gave me a couple suggestions. I picked one out and he said, just be super careful with that because it's really valuable. So I asked if he wanted me to take something else. He said, no, I trust you. And she said that was a really big deal for him to say that he trusts her. So this means that she's starting to trust him more. She's letting her wall down, so he's letting his wall down, and he's starting to be more open to her and trust her. So that's a big deal for him. Everything looked more organized, and I mentioned that to him. He said he's been clearing out clutter. So you see the self-improvement. It may not look exactly for your person as what you're doing. And again, you might not see proof of it, but there you have to really trust and know that while it's happening with you, it's happening with your mirror soul too. And it's in the precise moment. So then she wrote, mirroring me because I'm doing the same at home. I could tell he wasn't in the mood for people hanging out. So I started for the door. And out of the blue, he said, I've been working with a positivity coach. Okay. That's huge. So random for him to say that. He's not really been open to coaching before. I said I liked that for him, but inside, all I could think that was so huge because he's trying to become a better man for me. And that's one of my affirmations. He wants to be a better man for me. That's wonderful. So, validation that there's always movement, even when we don't see it. I was a little bummed he wasn't more upbeat and open to talking more. Again, remember, he was feeling sick. So, instead of just thinking about it from that perspective, think about how happy you are that he's feeling healthier and stronger and he's healing quickly. Okay. All right. So I thanked him for what I borrowed. He didn't really respond. So what? You already know how he feels about you. And as I walked toward the door, he yelled, I'll see you Saturday. And that made me smile. So you see how when she's doing the inner work, she's clearing out, decluttering her home and clearing out and decluttering her old stories. Her mirror soul is doing it too. And while she's even getting coaching and getting a form of like, somebody who she needs to be accountable to, he's doing the same thing. So she's bettering herself and her perfect mirror is bettering himself too. I know a lot of you haven't got to this stage yet where we're talking about, and it's like you yearn for it. But I want to remind you that the energy of how you're doing the inner work, the energy that's behind the inner work really does count and it really does matter. Because when you are doing the inner work solely for your person, you're missing the entire point. You have to do it for yourself. So you're allowing yourself to actually be loved fully and completely. You're allowing yourself to trust that love is safe and it's safe to be in a relationship, and relationships are loving. Commitment is loving. Living together is loving. Of course, there are going to be challenges because we're living a human experience, and it's normal and it's okay. Where before, because when you were growing up, for example, maybe it didn't feel safe to have a difference of opinion. Maybe you felt like you had to always agree with somebody in order for them to love you. So you're learning through whatever it was that came up through your mirror soul, the little aspects of yourself that you just have to give love to and release and let it go. Okay, like I talked about earlier in the video. So anyway, your person is always feeling you. They're always feeling the inner work that you're doing. Again, you may not see it, but you will. So continue to do the deeper inner work and allow yourself to trust in yourself, trust in your person, see the best in you, see the best in them, see the best in the two of you guys together. But don't bypass releasing and letting go of the very things that caused the separation. Receive the message below however you want. Reach out to me if you need me. I love you so much. Have an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.